Hi, welcome to CPS Academy. Today's session is all about the concept performance appraisal in human resource management, and particularly about the modern methods of performance appraisal. Performance appraisal or merit rating is the systematic evaluation of individual's performance on the job and his potentials for development. Commonly, these two terms, the performance appraisal and merit ratings, are used interchangeably, but there is slight difference that we will discuss in our next slide. Okay, so in performance appraisal, an employee's performance on the job is being rated against a certain standards which are predetermined, and the employee's potential to develop also be rated. How far he is able to undertake a higher level task in future, that is also being rated or assessed in performance appraisal. So performance appraisal is the systematic, periodic, and an impartial rating of employees' excellence in matters pertaining to his present job and his potential for a better job too, by Edwin B. Flipper. So here we are discussing how the term performance appraisal is different from merit rating. Most commonly, these two terms are used interchangeably with the same meaning, but there exists a slight difference. That difference we will discuss in this slide. Merit rating is a narrow term. Really, it focuses on employees' knowledge and skill to complete a task assigned. And the purpose of merit rating is to decide the salary and increment. So, in merit rating, the employee's present knowledge and skills to complete a particular task is being assessed. That is the only thing is subjected to assessment. But when we comes to the term performance appraisal, it is a broad term, and it really includes the term merit rating in itself. The performance appraisal focuses on the overall performance of an employee and their potential for development. So, what really makes the term performance appraisal different from merit rating is merit rating only focuses the present competencies of the employee, and in performance appraisal the potentials of employee for development is also being assessed. It considers the present performance of an employee and their potentials too. So there exists difference between these two terms. So these questions often seen in net exams to differentiate these two terms often seen. Here we are discussing one question which was asked in UGC net exam. There are two statements. Statement 1, job evaluation is a technique of assessing the worth of each job in comparison with the others throughout the organization. Statement 2, job evaluation and job rating are one and the same for employees appraisal. Here are the options. So in order to answer this question, the candidate must know whether the term job evaluation and merit rating are same. I mean job rating are same. So that we will discuss in our next slide. So please remind this question in your mind and you will have the answer in the coming slide. Performance appraisal versus job evaluation. Okay. Job evaluation is the scientific method of assessing the worth of job in relation with the other. The purpose is to fix fair remuneration for jobs. In job evaluation, worth of each job are determined. So job evaluation is the process of assessing the value of different jobs in the organization. It doesn't assess the worth of the employee who performs that particular job or task. But the performance appraisal, the worth of jobber is determined. So in job evaluation, the worth of job is determined, and in performance appraisal, the worth of jobber is determined. So please have a look into the question. Please wait. Yeah, look at the question. Statement 1. Job evaluation is a technique of assessing the worth of each job in comparison with other throughout the organization. That is a correct statement, that we know, right? And job evaluation and job rating are one and the same for employees appraisal purpose. So is it a wrong statement, right? The first one, the first statement is the correct statement, and second one, job evaluation and job rating are not the same. Job rating means performance rating. So job evaluation and job rating are two different terms. Okay, so it is a wrong statement. So the answer you will see here, then at the last, the bottom line, answer A. That means the statement A is correct and statement B is wrong. So moving, one more question we are discussing. Which of the following are the modern methods of appraisal? This is also a previous year question in NET exam, UGC NET exam. So these are the options. So candidates needs to find which of these are the modern methods of performance appraisal. So we are moving to our key modern methods of performance appraisal. Really, these are the most important modern methods that is used to appraise the employee's performance. Okay. To give the answer to that question, we will come back. Okay, please be patient to have the answer. Moving, the first method of performance appraisal is assessment center. Under this method, the candidates are given assignments and exercise to assess their competencies to shoulder higher responsibilities in future. The competencies which are need to perform a higher level job is being measured. In assessment center, really the candidates are brought to a location or situation where they are given certain assignment or exercise. Maybe in a workshop, the certain assignment and exercise is given to the candidates. Exactly, these are the same what the candidates needs to perform in a higher level position, and their performance on such behaviors is being assessed. So the competencies which are need to perform a higher level job is being measured in assessment center. That is the peculiarity of assessment center. So it is a location. Assessment center is a location where candidates and evaluators, both the rater and ratee, comes together, where the evaluators measure the candidates' competencies to perform a higher level task by assigning tasks which exactly the candidates need to perform in a higher level position. So the purpose, the main aim of assessment center, this method of performance appraisal, is to find future leaders, whether the candidates are competent to perform a higher level job at higher level positions with the proficiency. Can they be leader in future or managers in future? That is being assessed in assessment center. 360-degree appraisal. This involves rating of an employee or manager by everyone above, below, and alongside. Here, the employee's performance is appraised by his subordinates, superior, and persons alongside or the stakeholders. Okay. The employee's performance is appraised by superior, subordinates, and peer groups. This method provides an opportunity to the subordinate to appraise his superior performance. That is the most important peculiarity of 360-degree appraisal. Okay. In no other methods really gives an opportunity to the subordinates to appraise their superior's performance. This is the only one. Here the subordinates, okay, those who below in rank, can appraise their superior's performance, whether the superior is allotting the job on time, whether they are giving directions. These all things may be marked. Here the employee's performance is appraised by boss, managers, peers, then maybe the customers, okay, maybe the team members and suppliers. So who all will assess the individual's performance depends upon management policy. Okay, whether the boss assess or the managers or the peers, all these things will be decided by the management policy. Next one is behaviorally anchored rating scale. There was a previous year question. Bars, expansion of bars, 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 that is behaviorally anchored rating scale, one of the most modern method of performance appraisal. Bars compares an individual's performance against a specific set of behaviors that are anchored to numerical ratings. Really, it is a combination of two methods, critical incident methods and rating scale. Here, the critical incidents, in the sense, the most peculiar behavior a candidate required to perform a job or task, that is critical incidents, expects from an employee is rated against numeric in a scale ranging from 1 to 5. That depends on purpose, maybe from 1 to 3 or from 1 to 9. Okay. Critical incidents means behaviors that are significant in a particular area. ഒരു പ്രത്യേക ജോലിയിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സമയത്ത് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആവശ്യമായി വരുന്ന ഒരു സ്വഭാവം എന്താണോ അതാണ് ആ ജോലിയുടെ യഥാർത്ഥ സ്വഭാവം. ആ ജോലിക്കാരന് ആ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ഇത് കഴിവിനകത്ത് ആ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ക്യാരക്ടറിസ്റ്റിക്സിനകത്ത് അയാൾക്ക് എത്രമാത്രം നന്നായി ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണല്ലോ അയാളെ ജോലിയെ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ബാധിക്കുന്ന ഒന്ന്. അപ്പം അതിൽ ആ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ കോമ്പീറ്റൻസിയിൽ അയാൾക്ക് എത്രമാത്രം നന്നായി പെർഫോം ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുന്നു എന്നതിനെ സ്കെയിൽ ചെയ്യുകയാണ് റിയലി ബിഹേവിയർലി ആങ്കേർഡ് റേറ്റിംഗ് സ്കെയിൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ കോമ്പിനേഷൻ ഓഫ് ക്വാളിറ്റേറ്റീവ് ആൻഡ് ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റേറ്റീവ് ഡാറ്റ. For example, suppose the critical incidents a strategic manager requires is intelligence. So when we will say he is an intelligent, he is good at strategic planning or strategic management, when his scores, when his behaves, means the strategic planning behavior is rated in a numerical scale anchored from ranging from 1 to 5 and it shows more than the value more than 4, then we will say he is a good strategic manager. So one may require a score of 4 or 5 in a numerical scale which anchors intelligence ranging from 1 to 5 to show his excellence as strategic manager. For example, a nurse, in case of a nurse, how far she is sympathetic or empathetic towards the patients. Okay. And if that is being the critical incident, and that the nurse, such behaviors is anchored in a numerical scale ranging from 1 to 9. So when we will say she is a nurse having sympathy, when the score is above 8 or 9. Moving, management by objectives. Really, MBO, a process whereby the superior and subordinate of an organization jointly identifies its common objectives, define each individual's responsibility in terms of result expected from him, and use these measures as guide for operating their units and assessing the contribution of each of its members. ഈ മെത്തേഡിനകത്ത് ജോയിൻലി ദ സുപ്പീരിയർ ആൻഡ് സബോർഡിനേറ്റ്സും സുപ്പീരിയറും, അതായത് തുടങ്ങുന്ന സ്ഥാപനത്തിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ്. ആദ്യം സ്ഥാപനത്തിൻ്റെ ലക്ഷ്യം തീരുമാനിക്കും, പിന്നീട് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ്റെ ഗോൾ തീരുമാനിക്കും, പിന്നീട് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റ് ഗോളുകൾ തീരുമാനിക്കും, പിന്നീട് യൂണിറ്റുകളുടെ ഗോളുകൾ തീരുമാനിക്കും. എങ്ങനെയാണ് തീരുമാനിക്കുക? ഒരു യൂണിറ്റിൻ്റെ ഗോൾ തീരുമാനിക്കുക ആ യൂണിറ്റിലുള്ള ആ ജോലി ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആളും അതിൻ്റെ സൂപ്പർവൈസറും ചേർന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ്. ഇനി ആ സൂപ്പർവൈസറുടെ ജോലി തീരുമാനിക്കുക അയാളും അയാളുടെ മുകളിലുള്ള ആളും ചേർന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ്. അങ്ങനെ the superiors and subordinates of an organization jointly identify its common objectives, the objectives of the organization, the objectives of the department, the objectives of the units, and define each individual's responsibility in terms of result expected from one. ഓരോരാളും എന്താണ് തൻ്റെ ജോലിയിൽ നിർവഹിക്കേണ്ടത് എന്നതിൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ ഓരോ തൊഴിലാളിയുടെയും ഉത്തരവാദിത്തങ്ങൾ നിശ്ചയിക്കുന്നു. ആ ഉത്തരവാദിത്തം നിശ്ചയിക്കുന്നത് ആ തൊഴിലാളിയും അയാളുടെ സുപ്പീരിയറും ചേർന്നാണ്. ദെൻ യൂസ് ദിസ് മെഷേഴ്സ്, ഇങ്ങനെ നിശ്ചയിക്കപ്പെട്ട റിസൾട്ടുകളും ഇങ്ങനെ തീരുമാനിക്കപ്പെട്ട ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സും, ദീസ് മെഷേഴ്സ് ആസ് ഗൈഡ് ഫോർ ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് ദെയർ യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് അസസിങ് ദ കോൺട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ ഓഫ് ഈച്ച് ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ്സ് മെമ്പേഴ്സ്. അതിൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ അങ്ങനെ സബോർഡിനേറ്റും സുപ്പീരിയറും കൂടി തീരുമാനിച്ച ലക്ഷ്യങ്ങളുടെയും റിസൾട്ടിൻ്റെയും എക്സ്പെക്റ്റഡ് റിസൾട്ടിൻ്റെയും അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ ആ തൊഴിലാളിയുടെ പെർഫോമൻസിനെ വിലയിരുത്തുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ഒരു തൊഴിലാളിയുടെ പെർഫോമൻസിനെ വിലയിരുത്തുന്നത് അയാൾ കൂടി ചേർന്ന് തീരുമാനിച്ച ചില സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡുകളുടെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിലാണ്. സോ ഹിയർ ദ എംപ്ലോയി ഈസ് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ആൻ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ടു ഫിക്സ് വൺസ് ഓൺ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ്. So the term MBO is introduced by Peter F. Drucker, and in this process in MBO, each manager has to set a goal in respect of each employee and then discuss his progress. Steps in MBO. Setting organizational goals. At first, the organizational goal is being determined, then the department goals, then the unit goals, then define expected result and create action plans. The expected result is being determined, the superior and subordinates along and they create the action plans, and on the basis of that action plans and expected result, the performance of each employee is reviewed in the fourth step and providing feedback. This is the steps involved in MBO. Assignment. This is an assignment for you. So please, really it is a question asked in UGC exam. An MBO program usually involves the following steps. These are the steps that is given in orderless. Then these are the options given. So you need to arrange the steps in MBO in a sequential order, and you have to pick the right answer from the options given at the bottom. So thank you. The session is over. Thank you all.